While the polar vortex continues to drop temperatures across most of the United States, the Simulation Football League has escaped to paradise. Hello and a very warm welcome to Mexico City, where the Mexico City Aztecs return home after a successful trip to Atlanta last week. However, they have no time to relax and enjoy the sunshine because the Carolina Skyhawks have made the long journey south of the border to try and avenge a Week 1 loss to the Aztecs in this, the first rematch in the SFL in Season 12. Alongside Nathan Blake on stats and Levant Mercer in the booth beside me, I am your play-by-play commentator, Michael Churillo. Levant, we get Mexico City for 2 weeks in a row. How do you see this one playing out today?
Well, I really hope Carolina comes back from what they did in Week 1 because they really just sat down for them last time. So let's see how they come out this time.
Down onto the field for the coin toss as looks like Carolina has won the toss. And let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music on YouTube. And it looks like we are just about ready to go. As Mexico City will receive in the first half, Ezekiel Klein, the kicker, has the ball on the tee, and it's game on here in Mexico City. A warm 75-degree afternoon here south of the border. A fumble on the opening kickoff. Drama right out of the gate. Mexico City does recover it. It was recovered by Misa Hirose, third string wide receiver, and right off the bat, high drama in Estadio Azteca, but Matt Wilson and company still out on the field for their first offensive possession. They'll start at their own 23. Two receivers right, single left. Wilson with Ray Bentley alongside him in the backfield. He'll step back to pass. He'll flare it out to the near side. That pass is hauled in. K.L. Barrett makes his first catch of the day. Here is the official lineup for the Mexico City offense. The Hall of Fame quarterback is Matt Wilson. The running back is Ray Bentley. The wide receivers are K.L. Barrett and Richard Montague. And the tight end is Mike Daggs. And Mexico City put on an offensive show last week in Atlanta.
They really did. Two of those touchdowns came to the aforementioned Mike Daggs.
Second down and 7 after the 3-yard gain. 10 minutes, 40 seconds to go and counting in the first quarter. Wilson to throw again. Plenty of time. He'll dump it off to Ray Bentley. You can't shake the tackle. Shervon Prasad brought him down. Here's the Carolina defense. Safeties Blake Chance and Johnny Savage. Corners Jack Burton. And the linebackers were DJ Majesty and Shervon Prasad, who just made that tackle. And on the defensive line, it's Phil Hall and Christopher Colon. As a 3rd down and 7. Mexico City made a habit of converting 3rd downs last week against Atlanta, and Wilson looks to do it again here, and he does so straight down the middle of the field. Great catch. Richard Montague picks up his first catch of the day, and he gets all the way out to the 44-yard line.
They really tried to sell out for the run there. Mexico went with the pass, stretched the field, made the secondary pushed itself deep and went underneath for the first down.
And with the stable of receivers that Mexico City has in their back pocket, you really can't sell out against the run here, but Ray Bentley is such a demanding force to be reckoned with as he gets 1 yard on first down. That's, you really can't, lay towards one end or the other against this Mexico City team because you're going to get hurt on one end. Second down and 9 at the Mexico City 45. Right on top of the Mexico City logo at midfield. Wilson, empty set in the backfield. He'll throw out to the near side. He'll just dump it off to Mike Daggs, and Mike Daggs gets a first down. Picks up 10 yards, gets to the opposing 45-yard line. I didn't think that was going anywhere, but Daggs was the dump-off man, and he made him pay.
Well, You know, there was an outstretched arm out there, but in the end, it ended up in Dags' hands, and it just seems like he's picking up from last week right where he left off.
Bentley alone in the backfield, 3 receivers, 2 left, single right, Wilson under center. 1st and 10 from inside Carolina territory as Bentley takes a handoff and goes ahead for 2 yards. These are special alternate uniforms that Mexico City is wearing today. They're Argentina-inspired uniforms, 3 of their star players, of course, being from Argentina. They wear these at least once a season, and it's great to see them back in the dark and light blue once again. 8 minutes, 5 seconds and counting to go in the first quarter. Still the first drive of the game. Mexico City in Carolina territory at the 43. Down the field, Wilson, first down and more. Down to the Carolina 30. Richard Montague again grabs his 2nd catch of the drive and moves the chains this for the 2nd time in a row.
Almost seems reminiscent of the first time these teams played. They could not contain the pass here, right here. Once again, up through these seams and these zones that this defense wants to employ is just not covering the right assignments here. And once again, an easy first down for Mexico City.
2 in the backfield and a receiver each side. 1st and 10 at the 30. Wilson, again, no pressure. He's going to dump it off. And there goes Ray Bentley. He'll pick up 9 yards on the far sideline before he is finally brought down at the 21-yard line. Johnny Savage, the safety, had to come over and clean that up.
Can't ever just leave Ray Bentley even on a simple swing pass like that alone out there, because he will do things like that.
He picks up so much speed so quickly. 1 or 2 steps and he's up to full speed, and he's going to get the ball again here, move around, break a tackle in the open field, break a 2nd tackle, and he's going to roll into the end zone, put it on the board. Ray Bentley showing from throwbacks to season 9, breaking 2 tackles and rolling in from 30 yards.
I kind of like some of that blocking off the edge there. I know it's too early to call the Everscroll block of the game, but that's pretty good. That made Bentley look like a shade of season 9 back there. Great job.
I was mistaken on the last play. It was a 21-yard touchdown run for Bentley. Still worth the same amount of points, though, as Cole Varder looks to convert the extra point. And that kick is up and good. 6:54 to go first quarter. Mexico City takes almost half of the opening quarter on their first drive and converts it. It's 7-0 Mexico City. This is the SFL presented by APM Music on YouTube. And now the Carolina offense will try to respond after this Cole Varner kickoff. And I think that everybody wearing red and white is hoping for a less eventful kickoff than the one we had to open the game. This is taken from 4 yards deep in the end zone and out to the 22-yard line. Prasad on the return.
If you're Carolina, the only return you really would have wanted there is a return touchdown, honestly. That would have been an event they wanted.
Yeah, well. Doesn't happen much. You got to savor it when you get it. But Mark Biddix is under center. Offset eye behind him. 2 receivers left at their own 22-yard line, going left to right here in the first quarter. Biddix throws out to the far side. That pass is complete. Give 5 yards to the receiver, who is not Shavon Prasad. His brother Harish Prasad is playing wide receiver. Let's get you through the Carolina offense. Quarterback is Mark Biddix. The running back is the rookie Randy Mercury. The wide receivers are L.B. Allen III, Dupree Hudson, and Harish Prasad. And this is a kind of much maligned Carolina offense from early in the season. I'll get some more of that after this run up the middle from Mercury. He'll pick up no yardage as he gets right back to the line of scrimmage, and that tackle was made by Jack Brown, and a big momentous occasion for the veteran linebacker. It is Jack Brown's 400th career tackle on that play. Congratulations, Jack Brown. And that puts Carolina at a 3rd down and 5 position. Biddix moves to the pocket, jumps, throws, complete, first down, out to the 34-yard line. Prasad again makes the tackle. He's caught both of the Biddix passes so far today, and Carolina moves the chains.
That's something Carolina's really going to need to get better at this season, is third down conversions. If they can keep doing that, and they'll keep pushing the change and keep putting the pressure on Mexico City.
Handoff, Mercury up the middle. He's going to do better than his first run by 3 yards. He's going to pick up 3. Second down and 7 coming up. 5 minutes 30 to go in the first quarter. And the interesting stat I had about Carolina's offense is, well, I have 2 actually. 1, they score on average 17 points per game. That's the second lowest in the league. They're only ahead of Houston. And their second little factoid is they have not scored a rushing touchdown this season, something that Randy Mercury wants to correct as he gets a yard off the left side. Big tackle made there by Jeffrey Daggs from the safety spot. He was spying all the way and came up to limit the damage.
I suppose a forward to that is, like, over the past couple of weeks, they've had a lot of plays that take a long time to develop, and Randy Mercury could not get to the edge on those plays. Do you see this week that they're going with a lot of inside edge runs and ISOs, and that seems to be working a little better than before?
Second straight third and medium, this time a 3rd and 6. Biddix throws to the far side, in some space, and catches Ben to the fumble! Oh, the second fumble on the day is recovered by the Mexico City Aztecs. Man of the hour, Jack Brown makes his 400th career tackle, and then 3 plays later picks up a fumble and gives Mexico City the ball in Carolina territory.
Well, we went for the spin cycle, and it just fell out of the dryer right into the hands of somebody stealing some laundry there. Now Mexico City has the ball again.
And looking to add to their 7-point lead is setting up at the Carolina 48. Wilson back on the field. He's got 3 receivers out there, plus Bentley goes out there. Now pressure collapses. He moves to the pocket, fires downfield, and it's intercepted. They only had the ball for 1 play before it's taken away again. Big interception for Carolina. Blake Chance picks that one up. And
or you just can't get out of the pressure that time. Like, why right here, Blake Chance sees the ball is underthrown because of the pressure, cuts across the receiver, and takes it away.
His first interception of the season for Chance. And he makes it count as both teams trading turnovers. Nobody wants the ball right now. And they really only lost a few yards, so here we go again. 1st and 10 for Carolina from their own 37. After madness has broken out here in the game. Dump off underneath, and a big tackle by Jack Brown in the hole. The unfortunate recipient of that tackle was Jarrett Grimes, the backup running back.
Backup running back was in. I don't see what the fatigue really would have been.
Now 2nd and 8 after the gain of 2. Only a 4-man rush. Everybody drops deep, but the pass is still complete on the far side for 3 yards. Prasad makes another catch. He's got 3. And for the 3rd time in a row, it's 3rd down and medium 3rd and 5 coming up.
Well, this is something that they at least like to see change from the past couple of weeks. Past couple of weeks, they've been looking at 3rd and long situations and just absolutely couldn't get the offense going. 3rd and medium is a lot better than that.
4 wide. Make it 5 as the running back goes out there for the pass, and it's again a 1st down. This time a first catch of the game for Dupree Hudson moves the chains up near midfield. Mark it at their own 49-yard line.
Also, when you're at 3rd and medium like that, you open up a lot of the route trees. Lots of these short, quick outs actually work for the 1st down and work in your favor instead of having to be ran upfield.
Another 1st down for Carolina as they continue their officially 2nd drive, although it still feels like their 1st one. Low snap, corralled by Biddix under pressure. Gets to get the ball away. He does into tight coverage. Oh, what a catch! Harish Prasad makes another catch, his 4th, and he gets a big chunk of yards down to the Mexico City 35, and he made that catch with the defender draped all over him.
You know, the defender was trying to, lurk on the ball there, and he just absolutely muscled over his man there and got the ball.
Couldn't see who that was, the Mexico City defender, but I'm sure he'll try to redeem himself somehow. Power formation, offset eye, only a single receiver on 1st and 10. Here is Mercury, right up the middle, breaks 1 tackle, then gets 2 yards. He was tackled on the play by Nick Daggs, brother of Jeffrey Daggs, son of Mike Daggs. We've got all the Daggs here in Mexico City, and 2 of them playing free safety. After that 2-yard gain, 2nd down and 8 at the Mexico City 34. 2 minutes 36 gone. Touch left to go in the first. This first quarter's gone by pretty quick. Mercury takes the pass out of the backfield, and he's going to go backwards. He's going to lose the 2 yards he gained on the previous play. Jack Brown was in there on the tackle.
Just seems like Jack Brown is everywhere where the ball is. As it seems, Randy Mercury just can't find a place to go on the field that Jack Brown isn't also there.
And now it's 3rd down and 10. They've got this 4 wide, 2 receivers each side set again as we hit 2 minutes to go in the first. Vidic stands in, and he's going to go down. Tackle on the play, Mauricio Zita. The Zita virus comes through, and they push him back out of field goal range.
Well, once again, he's just coming in with these vital sacks at crucial times for them. And there it is again, just absolutely muscles over through to past the guard and into the quarterback.
The punter for Carolina is Scott Davis. He's going to be punting from about his own 45-yard line, trying to pin Mexico City deep. Can they get the coffin corner? Bounces at the 10, and it's going to have a little much too velocity on it and go into the end zone, so Mexico City will start from their own 20-yard line. Now, I talked earlier about the Carolina offense scoring the 2nd lowest points per game in the league. The Mexico City offense is on the complete other end of the spectrum. 31 points per game. That only is behind the Denver Nightwings in terms of offensive output. And they're tied with San Francisco at 31 points a game as well. 1st and 10. For the Aztecs, Wilson stands at his own 10, now jumps, throws across the middle, and it's bouncing around, and it hits the dirt. It was intended for Richard Montague. Misa Hirose was also in the area. Johnny Savage was the one to knock the ball away.
You see the play just develop. Once again, pressure getting in his face, and that time the ball was underthrown once again, right into a sea of Skyhawks. Like, there's at least, like, 3 or 4 in the area.
DJ Majesty may have had an opportunity to intercept that ball. Willie Van Dyke might have gotten in his way of making the pick, but in any case, you see Matt Wilson's updated numbers on the screen. 52 yards, a touchdown, and 1 interception. 2nd and 10 from the 20. Wilson going to stand in the pocket, throw down the middle, and it's incomplete. K.L. Barrett couldn't hang on to it as he was being pressured by Jack Burton. And Chris Colon brought the pressure up the middle and maybe forced a little bit of a quick pass out of Wilson there.
You can see this pressure's actually getting to Wilson, which is something that doesn't usually happen. He's really good on his feet and does a lot of magic while he's on the move, but when he's just having nowhere to go, he just tends to just zip these balls.
3rd down and 10. Wilson gonna have to pull out some magic here. Stands in, throws to the near side, and he led the receiver Barrett a little bit too far. Only got 4 yards. 4th and 6, and Carolina holds, gets a 3 and out, wins the field position battle as Mexico City is going to be punting from deep in their own end of the field.
I do see a vast improvement in how Carolina is approaching this game to how they approached the first time. They've understood what didn't work against Mexico City, and they have been really pressuring the quarterback.
Alex Lopez gets the punt away from his own 15-yard line. Prasad of the Shervan variety takes it up to the Carolina 45. Or the Harish Prasad actually is returning kicks. I'm going to confuse those all afternoon, so please forgive me.
You know, 89, 99, their numbers are almost identical.
But now Mark Biddick's back on the field trying to convert a drive. 58 seconds left to go in the first quarter. It's flown by here. A packed house in Mexico City. Glad to be enjoying a little bit of warm weather and watching some football here. Biddick stands in. Pressure comes from the backside. He gets the ball away. That pass is complete and down for a 9-yard gain. Big pickup. Toby Jones, the tight end, makes the catch that time.
I do like them trying to spread the field themselves. Last week they seemed to be really stuck in running formations most of the time and getting nowhere with them.
2nd and 1 opens up the entire playbook. They're going to run it with Mercury. He bursts through the defensive line, gets all the way into the secondary, and picks up a couple of yards. Maybe give him 6 yards on the play, up to the Mexico City 39. First down for the Carolina Skyhawks, approaching field goal range, and that will just about do it for the first quarter. As the clock ticks down, 3, 2, 1, and done. So that's the first quarter in the books. Aztecs 7, Skyhawks nothing, but driving to try and tie the game. This is the SFL presented by APM Music on YouTube. Stay with us. As we get set for the second quarter of action here, they'll flip the field. Hand off Mercury, hit from behind. He drags the defender for 2 yards, and he was hit 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage by Dorian Lopez. And Lopez just got dragged like one of those weight sleds on the training ground.
They're really starting to understand that Randy Mercury is better employed north to south.
Throw out to the near side, caught by Prasad and down after a gain of 4. That'll bring up a 3rd down and 4. Harish Prasad has had a pretty good start to the season. Coming into the game, 334 receiving yards and 3 touchdowns through the first 4 weeks of action. Definitely been the most prolific receiver. This time, Mercury's going to get the ball to the backfield, and he's going to lose a yard. Big tackle that time. Moises Avila makes his first of the game, and a little bit of regression offensively there for Carolina as to maybe what they would have done the past couple of weeks. Is Scott Davis, the punter, back out on the field, punting from just inside Mexico City territory, really looking to pin the Aztecs deep here. He punts for the corner. It's going to be fair caught at the 11-yard line, give the 12-yard line to Jeffrey Daggs, and dare I say it, Mexico City starting in the shadow of their own end zone here.
Gino, that's really actually no problem for the Hall of Famer Matt Wilson, right? The shadow of his own end zone is where he thrives most times. That's where a lot of these long bombs have come from.
We're going to spread out the formation on first down. They love this 3-receiver set, 2 right, single left, with Bentley alongside Wilson in the gun. Wilson going to throw out to the far side. K.L. Barrett taps the toes, gets 3 yards, and goes out of bounds at the 15. Let's take a look at the uniforms tonight. We mentioned earlier Mexico City wearing Argentina-inspired uniforms to honor their 3 Argentinian players. So dark blue helmets, jerseys, and pants with light blue and white trim as they go left to right in this second quarter. 9:22 to go first half. And counting here from Estadio Azteca in Mexico City. Wilson under pressure gets the ball away, gets it to Bentley. Bentley's got breakaway speed, and he's got a first down out to the 23. Ray Bentley gets the ball and makes the impossible seem possible. 8 yards and a first down.
They're one of the few running backs you can expect to persistently get first downs off these swing passes. The only other one I can think of right now is Colin Hart.
Even after many seasons in the league, Ray Bentley in his 5th season, the 2nd longest tenured player on Mexico City behind Matt Wilson, and tied with Pablo Zamora. First down and 10 for the Aztecs from their own 23-yard line. Wilson looking. Wilson throwing deep down the field. One-on-one coverage. It's knocked away. Fantastic coverage. Jack Burton with the pass breakup.
Mark Burton used to be a safety for Las Vegas last season, and this season being moved to corner for Carolina. He's been really in his own element out there today.
Carolina, just to finish up the uniform thought, wearing white helmets, white jerseys, red pants with red, white, and blue trim. Wilson to the far side. That was almost picked off, and K.L. Barrett caught the ball, but he was out of... Or, yeah, Barrett caught the ball, but he was out of bounds, bringing up a 3rd and 10. And for Carolina to have a big chance to win this game and pull off the upset, I think it's going to have to be a low-scoring game like this one may be trundling towards.
I mean, as you said before, their offense only averages around 17 points a game, so that's basically where they want to have them, somewhere around here.
Big 3rd and 10 here. Wilson back to pass, throws out to the far side. Barrett has a step on his defender, and he's in the open field. Burton tries to catch him, but he's not going to have the angle. 20, 15, 10, 5. Put it on the board. Mexico City takes a 2-touchdown lead.
It almost sounds like anytime we talk about things like this just tends to happen. K.L. Barrett right here on the angle just absolutely torches everyone. Look how many steps Burton had on him before, and now he doesn't. Absolute breakaway speed into the end zone. Touchdown, Mexico City.
77 yards. Wilson to Barrett. For K.L. Barrett, that is his 3rd touchdown of the season for Matt Wilson. It is his 13th. And definitely the longest, by far, of the year for Mexico City, as the hands go up after the successful extra point from Cole Varner. It is 8:25 to go, first half. Mexico City's jumped out to a 14-0 lead. This is the SFL presented by APM Music on YouTube. And just when Carolina thought they had the Aztecs bottled up, Lamont, you get something like that, and that's why Mexico City is a former champion and why they're sitting at the top of the leaderboard in the league this season.
I mean, you saw in that last play, Matt Wilson saw that the zone was shifted over to the right. They saw a soft spot in the zone, hit him with a post corner route, and Barrett was gone. So it's plays like that that make Mexico City really dangerous. You can't sag on any of these receivers without being torched.
Mason Trin in the chat said, "This is quality commentary, no joke." Thank you so much. We do appreciate it. This is Michael Trillo and Levant Mercer alongside me with the call from Mexico City. Biddix tries to answer immediately and picks up 10 yards right down the middle of the field, but did hang his receiver out to dry there. Toby Jones makes his 2nd catch of the game and is very slow to get up.
Well, sometimes there are just some routes that die out and peter out at the end, like there are curls and comebacks, and that right there was a curl, so he was turning around, come back for the ball. So he caught it, and then it got hit immediately. That's just how that route sometimes develops.
1st and 10 at the Carolina 30. Thrown out to the far side by Biddix, caught by Dupree Hudson, and Hudson picks up 5 yards, and the SFL is brought to you by APM Music, Production Music Library and Custom Music House, and brought to you in part by Bit Central and Fuel, transforming SFL media in 2019. Harry's, all you need for a close, comfortable shave, and Matt Doyle Designs, the official design partner of the Simulation Football League. 2nd down and 5. Here is Mercury. He's going to be bottled up and go nowhere. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, but no farther. A big team effort from Mexico City's defense to bring him down. The actual tackle was made by Teo Alvarado.
Seems like the run defense is about as stout for Mexico City as it was last week against Atlanta. They kept BDG Hollywood under 60 yards, and they seem to be doing the same to Mercury today, but let's see what changes.
Biddix under pressure, hit as he throws. He's still got the ball out there, and it's a 1st down. Great catch, L.B. Allen the 3rd. Kind of over the shoulder, falling backwards, and good arm strength by Biddix to get that ball out there as he was under pressure.
Sometimes you need your receivers to bail you out there, and that's exactly what he did. It seemed like that ball was destined for dirt, but it ended up in his hand, so great catch, and chains are moved.
Up to the Carolina 41. Biddix under pressure, moves in the pocket. Oh, it was almost picked off. He was looking for Allen again, but Allen got blown up right as the ball got there, and you could think that Nick Daggs may have had a chance to bun that one all the way back.
Well, he took the best angle to the ball possible. He took the angle that allowed him to play the receiver and the ball. If he couldn't get to the ball, as we saw there, he was able to muscle off the receiver legally. And either way, even if he could, he made the best play on the ball.
2nd down and 10. Here's a handoff. Mercury up the middle looking for running room. He's going to find someone. He's going to find 7 yards. Second best carry of the day for Mercury. And makes it a 3rd down and manageable with 3 yards to go. 6 minutes and 10 seconds and counting to go in a very quickly moving first half here.
I think the key for Carolina, if they really want to get Mercury going, is to keep making runs where the guard pulls or someone shifts with him and give him some sort of lead block.
Oh, Mercury wasn't expecting it. It's a fumble. He does pick the ball up, and he's going to lose 2 yards. Mercury was not expecting to receive a pass from Mark Biddix that time. Bobbled it and then had to eventually save it, as it was on the ground and ruled a fumble on another punt coming here from Scott Davis and the Skyhawks.
It just seems like Biddix is under so much pressure every down, so that every time he sees any inkling of pressure, he gets happy feet and just throws these erratic passes. And
Mercury, sorry if I cut you off there. Nick Daggs almost, so close to slipping the tackle of Eugene Barker and had a lot of green in front of him. But sans that, they'll be 1st and 10 for Mexico City at their own 25. Levant, please continue.
It just seems as if there's absolutely nothing Carolina can get going on offense because of how, much pressure they're under.
Carolina defense showing blitz, but only rushes 4. Wilson gives it to Bentley on the near sideline, and he'll be run out of bounds after a gain of 4. Willie Van Dyke made the tackle for Carolina.
It's quite a lot of avenues for attack for Mexico City for Carolina to try to engage. If you try to cover the flats to stop Ray Bentley, catching passes off the swing passes, you leave deep zones open. So it's really difficult to cover every angle Mexico City's attacking them from so far.
2nd and 6 after the gain of 4. Wilson to the far side. Oh! He underthrew K.L. Barrett, and it was almost picked off by Jack Burton. And if he had gotten his hands on that, that would have been a clear path to 6 points for Burton. Unfortunately for the Mexico City offense and the entire crowd here, a sellout at Estadio Azteca. That ball hits the turf.
Yeah, Jack Burton has been doing very good so far today, except for that one play, but he wasn't really involved in the Barrett touchdown, so I can't really fault him for that one.
Wilson going long, looking for Barrett. It's caught by Barrett up near midfield. K.L. Barrett getting Wilson out of all sorts of dangerous situations today. Big first down up to the 47-yard line.
Just look at how high he went up to grab this ball. Right in the face of the defender. He just showed him the ball and stole it away from him.
And how about the guts by Wilson to go right back to the same matchup where on the previous play he so nearly threw a pick, but that time threw it perfectly right where his receiver could get it. First down up near midfield to the 47. Wilson going long again, and this time the ball is knocked away. Savage out there. That's Johnny Savage who knocked the ball away. It was intended for Barrett again. Mitch Boy Gaming in the chat says, very interesting league. This is the Simulation Football League. We're the first controllerless esport in the world. Real players, or real people rather, control the players, the coaches, and the front offices of every team in the league, all 21 of them. If you want to be a part of this league, go ahead and join the Discord. Link in the description. We'd love to have you. Oh, and a third pass in 4 plays is almost intercepted, that time by Shravan Prasad.
When the pressure does get to Matt Wilson, it does seem like he does the same mistakes Biddix does, where he just can't set his feet like normal, you know, gets a little happy in there in the pocket, and then just throws whatever pass comes to him. And that right there can't be happening, because that's 2 times on this drive Carolina could have intercepted the ball. Already been picked off once today.
Now 3rd and 10. Wilson going to have to throw again. This time he gets the pass complete to Montague, and he's well short. Only picks up 3 yards to midfield. And it's going to have to be a punt for Alex Lopez as the drive stalls for Mexico City.
You're going to have to mark this up as a win for Carolina. They did let up a moderately sized big play, but, you know, they get the ball back with some time on the clock. Maybe they can get a score before half.
Although something maybe a bit concerning to the Carolina defensive staff is they did drop 3 potential interceptions as Harish Prasad brings this one back to the 21-yard line.
I'd argue that sometimes making the opportunity and having the opportunity at least shows a sign of a good game plan, at least that you're in the vicinity of where these passes are going.
3 minutes, 36 seconds to go, first half. Mexico City with the 14-0 lead over Carolina. Biddix under center, 2 behind him. He'll throw out to the far side to Mercury. One-handed catch, tries to turn upfield. It'll get 3 yards before he's tackled at the 24-yard line. As Nick Daggs was there, as well as Dan Ramirez. Handoff, Mercury up the middle, and he'll get 4 yards. He'll set up a manageable 3rd down and 3. 3 minutes to go and counting here in the first half. And you've got to think, this may be Carolina's last offensive possession of the half. They've got to get something out of this. You know, you can't go into the half with no points. And even though they do get the ball first in the second, it feels like all the momentum is with Mexico City. And on 3rd and 3, here's Mercury running through blockers. Did he get the first down? No, he's just short. Less than a yard. A fantastic stand by the Mexico City defense. Nick Daggs made the primary hit that caused him to stop just short.
Got to give it up to Daggs there with how it was that he hit him. He gave him no chance to, you know, push forward for that forward progress that would have gave them the first down.
And they're going to choose to punt it rather than go for it in their own territory on 4th and 1 as Jeffrey Daggs brings it up to the Mexico City 38. 2 minutes, 6 seconds to go. And maybe I might find it interesting that head coach James Klein kept the red flag in his pocket that time.
It might have been a point of interest, but as I saw it, it just seemed like the ball, you know, the position of the ball when he landed and how he was moving, he didn't seem very close to the line.
Ray Bentley! Sorry about that. Ray Bentley just left someone for dead in the backfield, trucked forward and got 5 yards. The Carolina defense thought they had him dead to rights, about 3 yards deep. That'll take us to the Quip 2-minute warning. This is the SFL presented by APM Music on YouTube. Now after the crazy Ray Bentley run, it's 2nd and 5 from the 42-yard line. Wilson looks, throws over the top, caught by Mike Daggs, and he rumbles down inside the 30 to the Carolina 28.
That once again is just a simple 9 route down the seam. Once again, it's just a streak down the seam. As you see, look at him off the line with that burst of speed and absolutely decimates the defense on this play.
It really struggled to get him down there. Look at how far he dragged those defenders before finally going down.
Mike Daggs is listed at 6'7", 265, and he's got the size of a tight end, but the hands and speed of a wide receiver. And we saw last week against Atlanta they struggled to cover him, and it's happening again this week as K.L. Barrett gets 5 yards on the far side and then steps out of bounds. And Quip Design delivers simple ways to keep your mouth healthy with timed vibrations, brush head refills for $5, refilled every 3 months, covered for life with free shipping for life. Use the link posted in the chat, and your purchase will help support the SFL through our partnership. Quip, a more wholesome clean. And we gladly thank Quip for sponsoring the 12th season of the Simulation Football League. Wilson going for it all again. Oh, and triple coverage. It was almost hauled in. Mike Daggs looking for the end zone for the second game in a row, and he couldn't haul that one in.
This time, Matt Wilson was trying to go for the inside shoulder, and Carolina spotted that. Even with the triple coverage, got a hand in it, though, and prevented the completion.
Now 3rd and 5, just outside the red zone at the Carolina 22. Let's see what Wilson and Ramos Lynn draw up here. It's a run to Bentley, and Bentley is just short. Could not get the 4 yards necessary, and he's going to come up 1 yard shy. So 4th and 1 at the Carolina 18, and it looks like Cole Varner will come out onto the field.
You gotta give it up for the second effort there on that play, because if Blake Chance did not come up to lay that hit, that was going to be a first down. He really muscled Ray Bentley down. That's really hard to do.
35-yard attempt for Cole Varner. It's away, and it is right down Main Street, 35 yards. And Cole Varner now 13 for 13 on the season, even hitting a couple from ridiculous distance. He had, what a 51-yarder in the game we called last week?
He had a 51-yarder and a 48-yard last week.
And he's still perfect on the season. A big reason why this Mexico City team is up there in the conversation for the playoffs every single year. And it's now Mexico City 17, Carolina nothing. 36 seconds to go as Prasad downs this one in the back of the end zone. They'll come out to the 20-yard line. And how would you play this next 35 seconds if you're the Carolina coaching staff?
Now, this is going to sound strange, but you got to think about it like if it was the 4th, not necessarily the 2nd. You want to just get downfield, try to stop the clock. You have all 3 timeouts, and try to get either a field goal or a touchdown, just like you would on any other 2-minute drive.
Handoff, Mercury running left side. He'll get 3 yards. Updated running back numbers. You see they're not too far off, but Mercury has a lot more carries rather than Ray Bentley does, and Bentley, of course, has that first quarter touchdown.
Seems like Carolina's just content with going to the half.
8 seconds left. Don't think they'll snap it again. Oh, they will snap it again. Biddix looks down the middle, and it's incomplete, knocked away. Carlos Powers got his hand on the football. There's 1 second left to go in the half. Quick chat shoutouts before the half ends. I forgot to get to that earlier. LB29, Ace Ebb, King Platypus, Ramos Lynn, Mark Lopez, the Brown Knight, Ocho11, Randy Mercury, and everybody else watching us on the SFL Network on YouTube. We are glad you're spending your Sunday afternoon with us, as that pass is complete. Give 10 yards to Cameron Walsh. And that ends the first half. We'll be back after the break. Aztecs 17, Skyhawks nothing. That's the end of the first half. This is the SFL presented by the Simulation Football League, presented by APM Music. Stay with us. Welcome back to Estadio Azteca, a beautiful 75 degrees and sunny afternoon here in Mexico City. As the Estadio Azteca is the venue, and currently the Carolina Skyhawks are on the menu as the hometown Aztecs have a 17-0 lead over the visitors from Carolina at the start of the second half. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Michael Cirillo. Joining me is Levant Mercer. And Levant, as Harish Prasad takes this one back for Carolina, gets to the 23-yard line. How does Carolina fight their way back into this game in the second half?
Well, unfortunately, the running game has not been effective for them, and you know, once you're in the second half, you can mix it up here and there, just to make sure to remember that, you know, you still have it in your playbook. But at this point, you're just gonna have to get some points back on the board with some passing.
1st and 10 from the Carolina 23. Oh, it's a quarterback sneak, Mark Biddix. We've seen this a lot with Dallas the last couple of seasons with their propensity to run some quarterback runs, but it's a 5-yard gain for Biddix and on his first carry of the season.
You know, he used to be a bit of a scrambler himself when he was with Carolina the first time, so they just wanted to employ a little trickeration this time with him.
And that was probably planned. First play out of the half as a quarterback went up the middle for 5 yards, setting up Mercury, and Mercury only gets one before he is flattened by the on-rushing defense from Mexico City. Mauricio Zita brought him down once again. I am Michael Cirillo, joined by Levant Mercer and Nathan Blake, providing the stats for us this evening. 3rd down and 4. Biddix to throw. Out to Mercury, who's got a blocker in front of him, but no block was forthcoming. He's going to be 2 yards short as Fran Ogawa made the tackle. As that's Ogawa's first tackle of the ballgame.
Don't sleep on Ogawa, though. He was there with Mexico City since their championship run in Season 9, so he's still very much a vital member of this team.
Punt away from from Scott Davis, rather, is returned by Jeffrey Daggs up to the Mexico City 33-yard line, and I think we saw right there kind of the overarching theme of the Carolina offense so far in this game.
They just can't get the running game going and can't set up the pass. All these quick outs only work when you have 2nd and 3rd and mediums.
Here is Wilson and company on 1st down. K.L. Barrett to the near side for 4 yards, and he'll roll out of bounds. Have a little bit of a sideline encounter with a teammate there with Pablo Zamora, who keeps him from falling over the bench. And stops the clock. 9 minutes and 20 seconds to go. 3rd quarter and counting. Two left, single right. Wilson with Bentley behind him. Wilson going to throw. Going to step up in the pocket. Dump it off to Bentley because nothing was there. Bentley is going to get 2 yards and make it a 3rd down and 2. Coming up at the Mexico City 41, and it's great to know if you're Matt Wilson that you've got maybe the best relief valve in the business in Ray Bentley sitting right there next to you.
Like so far today, a lot of his reception yards have actually come, if not from Barrett, on the ground there with Bentley, picking up 7 and 8 every time.
Oh, here's a quick pass from Wilson, and nobody was there. He wanted to go to the slant pattern right down the middle, and all he found was empty field. He may have been aiming for Lopez. Lopez is the punter, rather. He may have been aiming for K.L. Barrett, but he was pretty far away.
Not sure why. I mean, if you look down at the bottom edge of the screen, if you do decide to watch this later and go back, you do see that, you know, there was an open receiver in Montague all alone. It just didn't have enough time to see him.
Punt away from Lopez. as Prasad takes it down to the 28-yard line. Carolina will get the ball back on offense. And as I mentioned at the top of the broadcast, this is the first game this season where we have a rematch of a game from earlier in the season. That's across the entire league, all 21 teams. These two are the first ones that are facing each other for the second time, and I'll remind you what happened back in week 1 after this first down and 10 play from the Carolina 28. They're going left to right across your radio dial in the third quarter. Biddick's going to throw deep, and it's going to be intercepted. Mexico City finds a different way of getting field position as Han Tiyumi, the rookie corner, takes the ball away from undrafted to star on Sunday afternoons.
You just see how he just jams his receiver here, gets off his man, gets in front of another receiver, and just takes the ball away. He only had like 1 or 2 seconds to spot where the ball was. He lurked the ball in that amount of time and grabbed it. That's really efficient play there.
Second turnover of the game for the Skyhawks. They lost a fumble in the first quarter. Of course, on the very next play, Wilson threw an interception and gave it right back to him. So they're going to avoid that by giving it to Bentley, and Bentley loses a yard. Big tackle DJ Majesty on the linebacker blitz.
Well, that time they just, they contained the edge. They sealed off anywhere to go, basically, on that play. They picked the right side. They went weak side with the run, and the weak side blitz stopped. Just pushed them inside and into the turf.
Now on 2nd and 11, Wilson looking, plenty of time, throws over the middle, into double coverage, and it's hauled in. Inside the 20, down to the 18-yard line. Big play, Richard Montague makes another catch.
Hasn't been involved too much today, but when he has, he's been making big plays like that. Splits the middle of the defense right there. If it was just out a little sooner, he could have probably ran up the field, but that's fine. A first down is what you'll take there.
Inside the SFL, presented by APM Music Red Zone, at the 18-yard line. Looking to extend the already 17-0 lead. Wilson going for the end zone, and it's knocked away. A good look by Jack Burton there to knock the ball away from K.L. Barrett.
One of the bright spots on this defense so far today, besides Prasad, is that Burton has been, when he has had an angle to the ball, has been almost perfect on just deflecting balls, batting them away. Just got burnt that one time, and that's what led to a score. But other than that, he's been doing pretty well.
Wilson under pressure. Blitz came, and he got the pass away. K.O. Barrett only got 4 yards, or 3 yards rather, to the 15-yard line. And now setting up a 3rd and 7.
K.L. Barrett today has been targeted 13 times for 8 receptions, 120 yards, a touchdown, and has 15 yards per reception.
Is that good? I think that's pretty good.
That sounds pretty good. One of those big receptions led to a score, so.
On 3rd and 7, Wilson going to step up in the pocket, throws across the middle to Mike Daggs, and Mike Daggs to the first down at the 6, and goal to go. He was tackled by DJ Majesty, which prevented the touchdown, but Mike Daggs continuing a 2 or 3 week stretch of fantastic play from the tight end spot.
Probably poised to get another touchdown here if he's open.
Wilson going to give it off to Bentley. Bentley up the middle, and Bentley denied a shot at the end zone. Great tackle in the open field by Blake Chance at the 3. So that's a 3-yard gain. 2nd and 3. And you'd think that they'd give it right back to Bentley here.
I mean, this is, his swamp right here, as he would like to call it. He would like to just punch it right in the red zone, real close like this.
Bentley's going to get the ball, run right side, and he's going to walk into the end zone untouched. Put it on the board. Bentley has his 2nd touchdown of the game, and the Aztecs are making it look like a bit of a blowout here. It's 23, pending extra point 24-0 for the Aztecs.
It just seems like second verse, same as the first. They just keep punching it in and making it a whole lot worse.
for Ray Bentley. His second touchdown of the day, his 5th of the season. And the kick is up and good. I see GG's in the chat now. I wouldn't be too sure about that.
Well, you know how chat can be sometimes, you know. Fans here are a bunch, and, you know, it has been reported before that comebacks have happened. They just don't have a lot of faith in Carolina right now. But, let's see what they do on this drive.
And it starts with this Harish Prasad return from the goal line. Oh, he bursts through a couple of defenders and gets out to the 29. A very good return for Prasad and sets up Carolina near their own 30.
You know, there's still a little under 6 minutes and a whole quarter to go. But Carolina does need to eventually score for that to matter.
I'm assuming that James Klein would prefer that they start right about now. Biddix on the out route to Prasad, gets 2 yards and gets out of bounds. Harish Prasad, 6 catches, 35 yards, as we see the best receiver on the other side is Cale Barrett. He's over 100 yards, caught a touchdown pass.
Yeah, for Carolina right now, they're probably going to start having to go into deeper routes. Now, of course, when they did do that, they got intercepted on the last drive. But that is where they're going to have to attack to get big yards quick.
They're going to throw it out to Mercury here, and Mercury is barely going to get forward progress, pick up 1 more yard. Han Tayumi, who had the interception on the last drive, made the tackle on Mercury, and it's been a rough start to the season for Randy Mercury. Coming into the game, only 172 yards through 4 games and no touchdowns, and still can turn it around here, but it's going to be tough against this Mexico City defensive front. Biddix, plenty of time to throw over the middle, and he threw it at his receiver's feet. He had L.B. Allen III wide open across the middle, and he only hit his shoes, as it's going to be 4th down and 7.
Those are just passes. No matter how good of a receiver you are, you just can't find any way to save. That almost looked like he tried to intentionally ground it there.
Well, again, a punt upcoming from Scott Davis. Jeffrey Daggs at his own 25 will get to his own 27 before being tackled by a combination of Grayson Klein.
Yeah, that's just one of those times when you're a kick returner, you just need to wave your hand up for the fair catch and not take a hit. See 2 gunners coming right for you, you might as well wave your hand and call for the fair catch. You're not going anywhere.
Wilson under pressure. He gets it out to Montague. Montague 5 of 6 on catches today. Picks up 3 yards on that one. Let's take a look now at the SFL out-of-town scoreboard. Presented by ScoreStream, the official live scoring app of the Simulation Football League. I will get to that right after this play. Which is a 2nd and 7 from the 30. Wilson down the field looking for Montague. Tipped in the air and incomplete. Tipped by DJ Majesty and almost intercepted by Blake Chance.
This is very much one of those times you actually needed to come up with the interception there to gain some momentum there on the for your team. But you know, it's still a great play. You had enough men on the ball. You stopped Daggs from torching you once again. So great job, Carolina, on that, in that aspect of the play.
And this is where the Mexico City offense has come alive. It's 3rd down and 7. And a pass over the middle is caught by Montague. Richard Montague right in the face of the defender, Jack Burton, picks up a first down to the Mexico City 43. Here is the out-of-town scoreboard. On Friday night, New Orleans went to Vancouver and won 17-10 over the Legion. Tallahassee beat Baltimore in Baltimore 38-27. And going on now, it's 24-0 here. And if you thought that was bad, Denver is currently beating St. Louis 31-0 late in the third quarter in the Mile High City. First and 10 from the Mexico City 43. Wilson looks, throws over the middle, diving catch by Barrett. He'll get 9 yards. Tackled by DJ Majesty along with Johnny Savage. And a couple of games were delayed starts today. That's San Francisco at Dallas and Queen City at Atlanta. Those will start at 3 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Eastern, with a promise from the commissioner that they will be done before the kickoff of the Super Bowl this evening. And then on Monday night, after this play, which is a Bentley run up the middle, shakes one tackle and bursts into Carolina territory down at the 40-yard line. Ray Bentley showing his wheels there as he ducks under one tackle and breaks the tackle of Blake Chance. Tomorrow night, 3 SFL action games starting at 7 Central, 8 Eastern. Las Vegas at Alaska, Houston at Chicago, and Indianapolis at Oklahoma City. That is the out-of-town scoreboard presented by ScoreStream, the official live scoring app of the Simulation Football League. First down and 10 for Mexico City from the Carolina 40. Wilson down the field. Wilson connects with Barrett inside the 20 down to the 18. 22-yard gain to Barrett down inside the SFL, presented by APM Music Red Zone.
Now at this point in the game, Matt Wilson has read the blitz every time from now. He sees the safety coming down, and he knows that because there's only one deep safety now, because he's coming on the lightning blitz, he knows where to throw the ball. He knows where his receivers are going to be. Barrett is just underneath, and that's just absolutely it.
Wilson, a bit of a high snap, corrals it, throws over the middle. Oh, into triple coverage. It's caught down to the goal line inside the 1. Richard Montague stretched out, but barely couldn't find the end zone.
Well, this play, once again, the zone just wasn't favorable for Carolina. Zips right across to the slant, and forward progress that time just could not get him in the end zone because his knee went down before the ball did.
And it looks like it's set up for Ray Bentley to potentially have a hat trick of touchdowns in the ball game. Handoff, Bentley left side, untouched again. Put it on the board. Ray Bentley's got 3.
So once again, they just seal off the edges. Blitz goes on the wrong side of the play and leaves an open lane for Ray Bentley to punch it in once again.
With just over 2 minutes, and by just over, I mean 2 minutes and 1 second to go in the third, Mexico City with the now good extra point from Cole Varder take the 31-0 lead, and Mexico City has matched their average scoring output of the season here today.
Average around there about 31 points a game and have met it just now. They are on it. They are firing on all cylinders so far today.
Varder with the kickoff. Harish Prasad at the goal line, out to the 10, 15-20, runs straight through and tackled at the 24-yard line. The Simulation Football League is proudly sponsored by MediaTek Institute. Visit mediatek.edu for diploma programs. Turn your passion into your profession. MeUndies, the world's most comfortable underwear for men and women. Movement, premium watches, sunglasses, and accessories. And Quip, perfect oral care delivered. First down and 10 from the Carolina 24 at this point. Just trying to get some points on the board and avoid that big old goose egg. And a 5-yard run from Randy Mercury right up the middle will start to help them do that on this drive.
If there's anything a team would want to try to preserve, it's always some degree of dignity. No team ever wants to have a giant donut hole at the end of the score, so even 3 7, 14, anything would be better than what is going on right now.
Biddix looks. Biddix throws down the middle, and it's knocked away. The big hands of Carlos Powers got up and knocked the ball down. And Harish Prasad denied a reception for a first down.
It just seems like no matter what play they call, Mexico City just has the perfect counter for it. And that's extremely frustrating if you're Carolina. But it's one of those times where you can try a little bit of, you know, a little changing a route, a hot route here and there, and change the field.
Oh, Biddix, great escape and throws for Prasad, but it's incomplete. And that'll bring up 4th and 5. He was really under pressure there, but stepped up in the pocket well and got the ball away. Maybe just a little bit too much on that one. Prasad could not come down with it. So 4th down. Again, out comes Scott Davis, and Mexico City's going to get the ball back.
And as a punter, you never want to be out there that much. Probably nearing his 10th time punting.
It's not really a stat we keep here in the SFL.
I've been keeping it mentally.
As Jeffrey Daggs hauled down at the Mexico City 36 by Grayson Klein. Well, a stat we do keep, however, is 3rd down conversions, and I'll get to that after this play, which is a Mexico City first down from their own 36-yard line. 1:13 to go, 3rd quarter. Wilson looks, throws over the middle, caught by Mike Daggs. Another one of those tight end go routes, and down across midfield to the 48. Matt Wilson, almost 330 yards passing today. A banner day for the Hall of Fame quarterback who's had so many of them in his 7-season career.
Like that right there, just keep, if the seams are going to be open because they're going to lean or shift their zones to one side or another, then you're just going to keep pegging at it until they stop it.
Handoff up the middle by Bentley, and he'll get 4 yards. I was just told that it has been 7 punts for Scott Davis today. And Mexico City only has 3 punts to their name on the afternoon. 2nd and 6 from the Carolina 44. Wilson short drop, throws it over the middle. Oh, what a catch! Stretching out to make the play, Richard Montague. A little bit of go-go gadget action there as he picks up a first down, and that'll bring us to the end of the 3rd quarter. Mexico City all on top here. It's 31-0 over the Carolina Skyhawks. This is the SFL presented by APM Music on YouTube. Stay with us. "11 minutes to go here from Estadio Azteca, start of the 4th quarter. Michael Trillo, your play-by-play commentator, along with Levant Mercer and Nathan Blake on stats. On 1st and 10, Wilson stands in, throws down the middle, caught, and walking into the end zone is Mike Daggs. Put it on the board, a touchdown in 2 consecutive games for Mike Daggs from similar positions on the field, I might add, to where he scored that fantastic touchdown last weekend. And he put 6 more points on the scoreboard for Mexico City. It's now 37-0.
Just look at how acrobatic you look at that hurdle there. It didn't go up too high, but it went up high enough to leap over Chance there and go in for the score. You know, it's really hard taking 265 pounds up like that, you know. So he did the best of what he could do there and just took it in through the seam once again.
Extra point up and good from Cole Varner. 38 points actually for Mexico City. And I mentioned something about 3rd down conversions, and I've got those stats for you right now for Mexico City, they're converting at a 44% rate. 4 of 9. And for Carolina, it's 4 of 12. So, neither team really having the fantastic third down conversion day that Mexico City had last weekend. But still, a leap and bound better performance here from the Aztecs on the day. First down and 10 for Carolina, 10:53 to go in the ball game. Carolina in the white helmets, white jerseys, red pants going right to left as a dump off to Mercury, and Mercury's going to lose a yard. As I swear, Hansayumi has been everywhere today. He has a pick. He's been in the backfield stopping Mercury. He's been in the middle of the field playing pseudo safety. I mean, this rookie can do it all.
He really has. Like last week as well, he really impressed with an interception, a couple pass deflections. So he can do a lot of things from that position.
And oh, Middix escapes once, and he can't escape a second time, as the sack puts him back at his own 14-yard line. And Juan Bosco made the initial hit, and then Dorian Lopez finished it off, and he'll get credit for the sack.
That usually is one of the lines you would say. The whole offensive line went out to lunch there and just didn't help his buddy out there.
Third down and 16. Biddix deep throw over the hands of the intended receiver. And that intended receiver was Harish Prasad. He's been the best receiver for Carolina so far this season, but he could not haul in that pass. And there just seems to be a little bit of a disconnect between Mark Biddix and his receivers, especially on those deep routes so far today.
Well, when he's being pressured every time he goes back 5 or 7 drops, you know, those are the type of passes, you know, out of the shotgun or when you take a lot of steps back that you think you should, you know, have time to throw the ball in. He just never does. No matter what it is, he does.
Jeffrey Daggs takes the punt from right at midfield, runs it back to the Carolina 45. As Mexico City goes on offense again, 9:41 to go in the fourth quarter. Shout-outs to Ace Ebb, Ramos Lynn, Christian Punt, Matthew Slynn, Warhammer 62, Mark Lopez, the Brown Knight, the Rupture Tan, Ocho 11, the Jimmy G Smooth Network, and everybody else watching us on the SFL Network on YouTube. Thank you for spending your Sunday afternoon with us. We greatly appreciate it. Wilson to the near side, tipped away. And good defense that time by Kip Edwards.
Edwards doing a little bit of his own Jack Burton impression, getting up and tipping that ball away with crisp precision there. You know, turning on a dime, getting in front of his receiver, and just knocking it away.
Second and 10 from the 45. Wilson changes the play at the line. 7 in the box for the Skyhawks. Hand off Bentley. Bentley will get 3. Tackled by Majesty with chance.
Seemed like he didn't like the play at the line. He killed it. We saw the hat count, even though there was 7 in the box. He knows he could just rate Bentley, gave it off to Bentley, and got 3 off it anyway.
I mean, and in a game like this, you know, the clock has really been taken out of the ball game. The only real reason it has is just to tell everybody when to go home. Wilson down the field, caught by Mike Daggs. He can't stop making fantastic plays, and down to the 11-yard line.
An absolute beast of a man right here. Look at this man. All week, for 2 weeks, just the same sorts of cuts, same sorts of just slashes through the field, and just dominates and decimates defenses with his ability that just muscle and moss people as well. Mike Daggs is just a wonder to see, quite honestly.
Two left, single right from the 11-yard line. Hand off Bentley up the middle. He'll get 2. And the clock will run with 8:24 to go and counting.
You know, as we alluded to last week, a couple of teams have, started picking up tight ends over the course of the past 2 seasons. Hearn over at Sioux Falls, Wooding at Atlanta. There's been some additions to tight end all over the league.
Wilson to Bentley. Bentley breaks a tackle and gets a first down inside the 1. Wow.
Just stopped just short right there. If it wasn't for that reach tackle at the end, I think Bentley would have just had an easy route. Let's look at this tackle right here. Just provided into that second effort in preventing him from reaching the pylon.
And the Skyhawks are going to challenge it, so let's take a look. It's the Harry's close call challenge. And I don't know what they're challenging. They didn't get the first down, and at that angle, it's pretty hard to see. Is that the only angle we're going to get? Yes, it is. So we'll see what the referee's decision is. And Carolina wins the challenge. So Mexico City does not get the first down.
I mean, I guess it's a field possession thing, but they kept the clock move. Is it move? No, it's not.
I mean, it's not even. I mean, it's 3rd and 1 at the Carolina 2. I guess they don't get 3. They only get 1 shot and potentially the end zone, not 3. But here's Bentley up the middle. He didn't get the end zone, but he got the first down anyway to the 1-yard line. But good pressure up the middle from the Skyhawks to get to stop Bentley from getting a 4th touchdown. But now he's got 3 chances from inside the 1 here.
I suppose in the end it didn't matter. They had a chance to get the stop. They didn't, and now they have to deal with 3 chances at the end zone again.
Bentley left side, and for the 4th time today, he'll walk in untouched. Put it on the board. Ray Bentley having a ridiculous game. And, well, to be fair, the entire Mexico City offense is just having a field day out there.
At this point, you're about to wonder if they can break that 49-point barrier they did the last time. At this point, it might just seem like Mexico City's having too much fun out there and might, with the amount of time left, try to just break the score up even more just to see if they could beat how they did in week 1.
The extra point is up and good from Cole Varner. With 7:19 remaining in the 4th quarter, Mexico City 45, Carolina nothing. This is the SFL, presented by APM Music on YouTube. From shave sets to handles, Harry's provides quality craftsmanship. Made in Germany, we make Harry's products from the finest materials and ingredients to ensure they perform as well as they possibly can. Use the coupon code SimulationFL at purchasefromharrys.com, and a portion of your purchase directly supports the Simulation Football League. Harry's, the official razor of the SFL. And I mentioned it before in the broadcast and never followed up, but these teams have played before already this season. The first rematch in the entire league in Season 12. They met in Week 1 in Raleigh, and Mexico City ran out 49-21 winners in that contest. Biddix down the sideline, fought for and dropped by Prasad. Fran Ogawa was in the vicinity as well.
It's just not even the 50-50 balls are going their way, just right into the hands of Ogawa almost. Look, it looked almost more in the hands of Ogawa, and it almost seems like Prasad was the one playing defense on that play.
And maybe Mexico City's still on the gas because they want to score more points than they did against Carolina in Week 1. And if you can believe it, as Biddix takes the snap, 2nd and 10, throws to the far side, pass is complete. And stepping out of bounds is Terry Sivert. Carolina, that was Mexico City's first ever win over the Carolina Skyhawks back in week 1. They lead the season series 3-1. That includes 2 games back when Mexico City was the Santa Fe Gorillas. Minix on 3rd and 6, throws down the middle. That pass is caught up to the 42-yard line. A big play for Carolina. They don't have many of them today, but L.B. Allen III gets a big chunk of yardage and moves the chains.
He's been only targeted, 5 times today. Only made 2 receptions, so he hasn't had much to do today. But that was a great catch and run there.
From the 42-yard line. 6.5 minutes and counting to go in the ball game. Down the field, caught by Prasad. Inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. That's not Prasad, I apologize. It's Dupree Hudson making the catch. Haven't called his name much tonight, but 2 big plays back-to-back for Carolina, and they are down in Mexico City territory.
Dags hasn't made too much wrong tonight, but that right there just got shredded on that cut there by Hudson and just let him go. And after that, that was all it for him there. All that was left for him to do is make the grab.
Mercury on the far side. He'll be hit and dropped for no gain. As Han Tayumi was there again, along with Fran Ogawa to make the tackle.
It seems like the key difference when Mexico City runs swing passes is that there's no, extra member of the defense coming over to support. Every time Carolina does it, there's always 2 or 3 guys on the ball.
Looks, throws down the middle, tipped and intercepted. It was batted around twice and it's taken back the other way. Pablo Zamora has a pick in 2 consecutive games. And, well, oh my goodness, he was the initial one to tip it. Then it was tipped.
And brought right back to him.
Twice more and right back to him. Unbelievable.
Well, when it rains, it pours for Carolina, but Pablo Zamora with, they almost ran like a defensive read option there. Just like, who's going to pitch it to me? Just give it back to me. All right, thanks. Bye.
Hand off Bentley. He'll pick up 3, or 2 rather. As Prasad makes the tackle. And I think that should be, of all the plays in this game, I think that might be the top play nominee, as all 3 of the secondary players for Mexico City touched that ball, and Pablo Zamora eventually brought it back the other way. 2nd down and 8 for the Aztecs from their own 32-yard line. Wilson over the middle, diving catch by K.L. Barrett. At a 1st down to the 42. Wilson still threading the needle with 4 minutes, 38 seconds to go in the game.
That might be perceived to be a bit questionable to keep going with the passing up game when you're up by this much. But when you have K.L. Barrett to throw to, you just have too much fun throwing to him.
First and 10 to the Mexico City 42. Handoff, Bentley up the middle. Oh, he got a huge hole to run through. He only gets 5 yards. Good collapse by Jack Burton and Johnny Savage.
You can even say that hole was huge. Because that hole right there was like the size of like the whole Grand Canyon Valley right there. Yeesh.
And, even with having no real, like players that, those names you would mention, up there with the great players in this league, this offensive line for Mexico City, week in, week out, does the job to get Ray Bentley the best blocking possible, and there he goes again. 1st down and more past midfield up to the 42-yard line.
Like that right there, once again, wasn't even Bentley that time. It was the backup Frank Sanchez, but it doesn't matter who's back there with this offensive line. Look at the push that they provide. You know, you could have been confused with whomever was back there because it just looks the same every time.
And I was confused that it was not Bentley. Frank Sanchez doesn't find many touches, as you wouldn't really, being the backup for Ray Bentley, but he's finding some tonight. He's still in the backfield. As Sanchez carries the ball again, this time stood up and dropped right at the line of scrimmage. No gain in the SFL is presented by Richards Printworks, the official shop of the SFL, ScoreStream, the official score updates app of the SFL, and Spygoat, the sound choice for sound reinforcement. 2:28 to go and counting in the ball game. Mexico City with a 45-0 lead over Carolina. As we approach the final 2-minute warning here on a Sunday afternoon, a warm, sunny Sunday south of the border in Mexico City. Handoff goes to Sanchez, and he loses 3 yards.
I think at this point it's safe to say the backups are in.
The backups are definitely in. That is the Quip 2-minute warning of the second half. We'll be back in a bit. This is the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music on YouTube.
So I have an interesting stat for you.
Go for it.
Ray Bentley has 4 touchdowns and is not over 100 yards.
Oh, Wilson's going to go down, and Carolina uses their first timeout, bringing up a 4th and 17. It looks like the backups weren't even on the offensive line because they all went out to lunch and left Matt Wilson with no protection against the on-rushing Skyhawks. Phil Hall with the sack.
That's notable because in several games in the SFL that we've gone through so far, most times when a running back has had a 3 or more touchdown day, they tend to have at least had 75 or more yards in each of those games. Ray Bentley has only ran for 60 but has 4 touchdowns.
Well, if you think about it, 3 of his 4 touchdowns were from inside the 3-yard line, and his touchdown in the first quarter was from 21 yards out. And he hasn't really touched the ball much rushing-wise outside of that. He's caught some passes out of the backfield, being a relief valve for Matt Wilson. So it'd be interesting to see his receiving yards in comparison and to see if he's total over 100. As Biddix down the field, intercepted, he overthrew Prasad. 3rd interception of the game, 2nd of the night by Pablo Zamora. And he brings it back inside Carolina territory to the 28-yard line.
You know, at this point, you might as well just throw in the towel. Zamora, here of his 2nd interception of the day, just tries to dive over for the overthrown ball, and no one was there to catch it except Zamora, who just waited for it, lurked it, and grabbed it and took it away.
We have a final from Denver. The Nightwings beat the St. Louis Gladiators 34-4. And now it's 1st and 10 for Mexico City. Even the backup quarterback is in now. That is Rafael I don't even know how to say that. Rafael Rosinas, as he hands it off to Sanchez, and he gets 3 yards. And Carolina uses their 2nd timeout. Let's take a look at where these teams are going next week. Mexico City goes to the heartland of the United States to play the St. Louis Gladiators, as the Carolina Skyhawks are back home next week against Sioux Falls. Levant at current pace. Oh, it's a MeUndies laundry on the field. First time today comes through for the jump off sides from Carolina. I'll continue my point. Levant, at current pace of play, it could be ugly next week in St. Louis.
Unless St. Louis really looks at the tape, really look at what they have done in the past and try to do all they can to adjust, in the event that they can't, it's going to look real bad. We got to remember last season they also had a 62-3 game that they lost against Queen City. Mexico City looks very similar to that. Carolina is, I don't know.
Handoff, Sanchez, first down. Carolina uses their last time out, and that'll just about do it. And I want to take our attention a couple of 100 miles north of here to Denver, where the Denver Nightwings still undefeated after blowing out St. Louis today. What have you seen in that Denver team that really looks good this season?
For them, it's just the balance of their offense. You know, they have a great running game in Jared McChesney, and then they have like this almost air raid-esque offensive like passing game that just really lights up the scoreboard when it gets going. Giacomo Jones has just been absolutely astounding for them this season.
First victory formation, Neal is through from Rosinas. As we'll just run out the last 1 minute and 2 seconds and counting of clock here. Once again, reminder, there's more SFL action coming your way in just about 20 minutes time. That's 3 Central, 4 Eastern. San Francisco and Dallas and Queen City and Atlanta both coming your way very shortly. And then tomorrow, Las Vegas at Alaska, Houston at Chicago, and Indianapolis at OKC. That Las Vegas-Alaska game could be very interesting.
You would be remiss to remember that last season, Las Vegas was up on Alaska for the longest time, and Alaska came back in the fourth quarter, took it to overtime, and just drilled it in their heart. The second possession they had in overtime with that deep pass.
The final kneel down from Rosinas. As the Irons go up in the air from Mexico City, they will clean house at home. They sweep the Skyhawks under the rug. It's a blowout. It's a shutout. It's Aztecs 45, Skyhawks nothing, as Ramos Lynn and James Klein shake hands at midfield. It's going to be a long flight home for the Skyhawks back to Raleigh this evening. That's it for us. For Nathan Blake on stats, Levant Mercer alongside me, I have been your play-by-play commentator, Michael Truillo. We will see you next time.
See ya.